And we are back with another episode of the Flagrant 2 with X and Lou, your two gracious hosts. I am Lou, that is X. If you haven't done so already, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be tuned into all of our newest episodes. X, we wasn't here last week because of you.
Wait, what happened last week?
What happened last week? You fell asleep.
Oh,
You fell asleep. So, yeah.
you know,
What
work
wasn't me.
my schedule. Hey, look, it's
Wasn't
what
me.
it
So,
is. I'm trying to do my best around your schedule.
I'm trying to do my best around your schedule. You're the one that work nights.
I don't work nights.
I mean, you work. I mean, technically, nigga, 4 o'clock in the morning is night.
You think about the
I'm
best
sleep.
for me.
I'm sleep, bro. I'm sleep. I'm saying it's night to me. I'm sleep. I'm sleep. Morning is when I wake up at like 7 o'clock in the morning. That's morning for me. All right.
And that's what
4
I'm
o'clock in the
working.
morning is nighttime. If I'm still up at 4 o'clock in the morning, it's nighttime to me.
But that's what I'm working. And
You wake up in the middle of the night to go to work, bro. It's cool.
I wake up early, man.
That's my logic. That's my logic. You can't knock my logic.
Hey, it's like a butthole. Everybody entitled. I mean, it's your opinion. It's like a
Everybody has one.
butthole. Everybody got one, man. Do you think?
All right, let's get into this, man. Adam Silver announced that starting next year, hopefully, that they plan on incorporating a 4-point line at the 28-foot mark. That only like 3 people in the NBA is going to be able to hit consistently.
I mean, let's keep it a stack.
Probably one. There's only like one person in the NBA that's really going to hit that consistently, realistically.
I mean, yeah, consistently, but for 4 points, it's going to be better because we got a guy like Trae Young who already shoots enough of those. So it gives better value to that dumbass shot he takes.
It's going to be crazy because at the end of the game, imagine being down 3. Imagine being down 3 and hitting a half-court shot to win the game. That's insane.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, too, I know a lot of people probably going to sit there and look at it as a gimmicky thing. This, that, and the third. But if we look back at the game in the first place, we started off with no 3-point line. They added that in the ABA. This is basically, if they just added this in the G League, nobody would bat an eye.
I think they should have. I think
they should have. I think they should have too. They should have added into the G League first, but nobody would bat an eye. It's just the fact that they're adding it into the actual biggest league of basketball itself that you're going to sit there. A lot of people going to sit there like, oh, that's kind of like, what are you doing? But I think they should have started it somewhere like in the G League first and then be like, all right, let's test run, see how it goes. I like it. Let's go.
Because also it has a trickle down effect. If you implement it into the G League, then you go incorporate it into the NBA. But now you're also looking at it from an NCAA standpoint too. You know what I'm saying? So it's a trickle down effect. I think implementing it directly into the NBA is just like, all right, well, because it's not like you're like, oh, let's do a trial during preseason. They're talking about implementing it fully.
They could have even did it like during the All-Star weekend or something. Like, see how the players did something like with that. Like,
yeah, it is a little weird, but I mean, I'm not knocking it. I think it's gonna be good for the league going forward, especially with guys hitting from range more consistently and more frequently now. But honestly, there's only gonna be one guy that's gonna be able to hit that shot consistently, and that's Steph Curry. So
I thought you was gonna say Ben Simmons.
Oh, I mean Ben Simmons too. In the off season. In the off season.
I got my money on Ben from the 4-point line for the game winner.
Nah, that's a whole fact. But
how you feel about it though? You heard how I felt about it, man. I think. Oh, you said you liked it. I'm tripping.
No, yeah, I'm cool with it. But I mean, I agree with you. I think that we should. Well, they should have. You know, there's because you look at other leagues like NFL or baseball where they test out these new things either during the preseason or they do them at the minor league level. You know what I'm saying? Like in baseball, all the new stuff that they want to implement, they do it in the minor league first. You know what I'm saying? They do it for a full season in the minor league before they're like, all right, well, yeah, maybe we should implement it into the MLB. And I think they even go a step further in baseball, whereas they'll do it in the minor league first, then they'll test run it during the preseason, and then if they feel like it's a go, then they just implement it into the actual season. To actually go and just nah, we're gonna just throw it into the regular season. That to me is crazy, because what if this fails? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if this it's a double-edged sword in my opinion. I'm not mad at them implementing the 4-point line. I'm more mad at the optics around it. Like, you should try it at the lower level first, then bring it up to the higher levels, because like I said, I mean, if it fails, what do? You just repeal it? You just gonna bring it back? Like,
no, that's literally what's gonna happen, because that's literally the same thing that happened when they pushed the 3-point line up that one year. They were just like, you know what, don't like it. Next year, it is what it is. So
well, at that point in time, they didn't have a G League. Well, at that point in time, it was the D League, but they didn't have a G League at that point in time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but just what I'm saying. Yeah,
but now that you have like a minor
have
league
League,
program,
you could actually just
run it
I know what you
through.
mean.
Yeah, run it through the minors. Let the young guys that are still developing and still learning and stuff like that going through it, because you see it work in other areas. In football, they run all of those new things through the preseason, and they don't even implement that rule into the season until the following year, going off of the preseason, because you want to see how it's going to work, how it's going to flow, how are you going to address the rule changes, or call the calls or the fouls and that certain, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, that's the only thing. I'm not mad at it. I think that the 4-point line is going to be a game changer. Like I said, imagine being down 3 and hitting a full court shot to win the game. Like, that is insane to me, But yeah, I'm not mad at it though. What I am mad at
what you talking about? Yeah.
You know how I feel. You know how I feel about in-season fires, especially when a team is. Sit in. Anyways, yeah, you know how I feel about in-season
terminations. Yeah,
you're playing for seeding right now. It's literally the end of the season. There's only 2 weeks left in the season. What's the point of firing him now? And he just won you a ship 2 years ago, a year ago. So yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, shout out to Mike Malone, man. It's never tough when you get fired from a job, but I mean, it's especially tough when you've had success and you're still having success, and you have arguably one of the best players in the world on your team, who potentially could win a consecutive MVP, and here we are.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's tough.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Firing people in that middle, because we just got the news like 2 weeks ago that one coach got fired, and it was like, for that team, it's like, damn, that's tough. But for this team, this is one of the teams where you talk about the top 4 or 5 teams that you like. We have the 3 that we like. Yo, these are the people who's really going to make the real push, and then you have the people who's dark horses, but who's really closer to actually anything swings their way, they could win it because they have the best player on the floor every night.
I mean, arguably Denver,
and the Denver Nuggets was that
number
team.
2. Yeah, they're number 2 in the West, in my opinion.
They have the
best player.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were that team that you like, yo, one thing could swing their way and they could win it.
Yeah.
So for you to get rid of your coach right here, it's like, damn, how much stuff was really going on in the background? Because we know it's a lot of the stuff going on in the background. And I'm mad about it, but at the end of the day, I'm not mad at how they did it. Like as far as they are equal opportunity firings, man. Because they fired him and the GM. Y'all say y'all don't like each other. Y'all been dealing with this, a bunch of backlash, a bunch of this, that, and the third, a bunch of discourse with
Yeah.
this. You know what? I'm not just gonna fire one of y'all. Y'all both so hard headed that the next person gonna have a situation with one of y'all. I'm gonna take care of both of y'all at the same time. So next season when we get our coach and we can see if this interim coach is actually good for us. Hey, because the Tyler Jenkins one was like, hey, look, I have no faith in the Grizz.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever. But the Denver, we have faith in them. So it's just like that's the tough part. But it's just like, hey, get rid of the whole situation. We'll see how this interim coach does for us. And next season, hey, we'll see if we have to really pick up a new coach or we just stick with him.
I
Depending
still
on how
don't
the
like that
players
either.
go.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I'm
Because
not
it's
with it either. But
yeah,
shit.
you don't fire a coach that brought you your first championship a year removed, especially when you're still third, fourth in the West,
Mm-hmm.
fighting for seeding with the potential chance to go back to the finals. In my opinion, Denver may have lost a lot of tools, but that wasn't on the head coach's part. That's on the front office's part. You
Yeah.
know, the CBA didn't allow for you guys to retain a lot of the players that brought you to the finals and won you the ship. That's fine. But
Mm-hmm.
the front office's job is to maximize the tools that one they already have on the bench, and two to bring players that have went off the bench to fill those spots. That's on the
Mm-hmm.
front office. The front office was Mike Malone. Mike Malone wasn't the one that called Russell Westbrook and was like, "Hey, you wanna you want a spot on the bench?" It was the front
Yeah.
office. The front office called out Russell Westbrook's agent and was like, "Hey, we want to sign you to this contract, whatever, whatever." And then y'all end up releasing him anyway. I don't want to really get into that. But
Really so.
uh, Russell Westbrook wasn't released.
Was he? Yeah, I don't be news for me. I don't think he was
I don't
released. He
know.
just been
I
on the
saw a report that
bench.
he was released.
What? I'm done.
Hold on, let me. Oh no, he's still there. It's
Yeah.
new Nuggets coach David Adelman quickly prevented Russell Westbrook from being Russell Westbrook.
Yeah. That's the one thing that was the discourse with this was the fact that Mike Malone played a lot of Russell Westbrook minutes. With it was shown that the more
He
minutes
liked
he
Russ.
played,
Yeah, he
yeah,
liked
he
Russ.
liked more of his vets and things like that. But it's just Russ wasn't bringing what they needed. It was the younger guys
Well,
who's played a little better, and then he started playing them, and they
yeah,
started winning.
I feel like
So that was the discourse between those
yeah,
two. The
but
coaching staff, they
the
wanted the
coaching
older
staff in the
players.
front office.
The front office was like, "Yo, look, this is how the CBA is. We got some of the younger players, and we're gonna work with the new CBA.
Mhm.
Bring some of these younger players, develop them while we have our core,
Yeah,
and pretty much, you know what I mean. Move how it's got to move now." But
and
Mike
again, I'm not mad
Malone's
at that either. But I said coming
yeah,
into the season, I felt like Russ wasn't the right piece for Denver. You know what I'm
nah,
saying? So I'm not mad at Mike trying to play to his vets, because at the end of the day, your vets are going to be the ones that are going to you know kind of push you guys into the playoffs. Um it's a tricky situation. This whole situation is just I you know me. I don't agree with firing a head coach. This
mhm,
this is too late in the season to fire.
yeah,
Like I said, there's 2 weeks left in the season. There's literally like 4 or 5 games left, depending on different teams and how everything goes as far as with schedules and everything. But there's literally only like a week or two left in the season. There's like
yeah.
4 games left. I think the Knicks have like 3 games left or something like that, or 2 games left.
Mhm.
So a lot of these teams only have about 4 games left. That's literally a week or two, depending on scheduling. there's no reason why you should be being fired at the tail end of the season. Let's see how the playoffs shake out, and
Yeah.
then we'll talk about everything at the end at exit interviews.
Yeah, but also too, like I said, it was too much discourse. This is not just a coaching thing. This is a culture thing that they having going on in there. That it's creating a kind of a hectic work environment as far as two sides butting heads against each other. So now it's like, yo, you got your guys, I got my guys. You brought in this guy. That's not my guy. I brought in this guy. This is the guy I really want to play.
Yeah.
And two people. Your GM is the person who got to bring in the talent for you to work with, and you're the coach who's like, yo, this isn't the talent I want.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like these two got a mold to be together somewhat, sort of. They was talking about these guys went months without even talking to each other. This is the guy who got to bring in your talent. This is the guy who got to develop them. If you bring in young guys, he got to develop them. He don't want young guys, so he don't really want to develop them. It's just like you meeting at bad odds.
Yeah, there has to be some sort of marriage between the front
And
office
there was
and
none
your
of
head
that.
coaching, and that I do agree with. But again, I don't agree with the separation at
No, I
this
understand
point in the
that at the
season.
time. I
Right.
completely
You know what
understand.
I'm saying?
Time
So
is
that's the only thing I
crazy.
disagree with. I hope Mike Malone lands on his feet. Like I
He
said, it's
will.
never.
He will. Come on, we got too many. We got too many coaching opportunities about to pop up, man. They just
Oh
fired
yeah.
Taylor Jenkins. You gotta understand. The Suns, Buddha Jose, get him up out of here.
Oh, Bucks. No.
No,
Budenholzer is
no,
with
he's
Atlanta.
a Phoenix now. Phoenix.
Oh yeah. Get him out of there.
Yeah. It's like
Get
four
him out of
jobs
there.
that's gonna be open this summer.
Yeah, but
So
there's gonna be a
he's
lot of
definitely
jobs open this
there
summer. I don't
somewhere.
think Doc. I don't think Doc survives in
Oh,
Milwaukee. I don't think what's his face survives in Philly. It's gonna be
Nick Nurse, yeah.
Nick Nurse.
It's
Yeah,
tough.
it's
It
gonna be a lot.
is.
It's gonna be a lot, man. But yeah, hopefully. Speaking of Philly,
While we
speaking of Philly,
there.
no, Embiid is shut down for the rest of the season. Knee surgery.
It should have been a long time ago.
Yeah, which is it on the player or is it on the front? Like, this is what I don't understand. You you're gonna need surgery. Like, are
Mhm.
you as a player like, let me hold out in hopes I could nurse myself back? Or is it the front office that's like, nah, let's prolong surgery because what the doctors are telling us, there's a possibility that you could still come back just by doing rehab and everything. Like, I don't understand, like, what is the actual,
I
where is, there has to be something in the middle where
Yeah.
the player and the agent and whoever's on the player side and the front office and the doctors got to come to a common agreement, and it's like, nah, man, if we get surgery now, like, it got to be the front office, right? If we get surgery now, we got to shut him down for the rest of the season
Mm-hmm.
with no possibility of him coming back for the playoffs. But if we don't shut him down, there's a possibility he could rehab and be back, but the chances are like 25%.
Yeah.
What are you banking on? Shut him down. This is a low season for y'all. Shut him down.
Mm-hmm.
This was a
I
lost
mean,
season at the beginning of the season for y'all. Shut him down. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. But
yeah,
should he
this
retire?
is pretty much shouldn't be retired. I think he should look. He ain't gotta retire, but he can't be your number one. He's too unreliable.
Nah, he can't get him.
He can't. He's too unreliable. And for him to be, we gotta see. The only thing that he's ever won was a USA gold medal. And he had to be surrounded by people where he barely even got some playing time based on these matchups. Let's keep it a stack. The game isn't it's these big people could dominate, and we can see that in the past few years they've been absolutely dominant, but they're too big and lumbering where their body just doesn't keep up with this game.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and B, like, you can't
Well,
be
I
that
think
number
that's
one,
also
bro.
I think it's also you not keeping in shape too.
That too, but when you get injuries every 2 seconds, you can't.
You
It's a
can,
tough.
you
It's a
can,
tough,
bro.
bro. It's still
You
tough because
can.
now he has leg stuff. You know what I mean? It's not like he has
Right,
upper
but
body stuff. I understand doing pool work, things like that.
the
That's
lower
less
body
to
stuff,
work on
I
it.
think that if you keep yourself fit, yeah, you may still have the nicks and the knacks, but you're not. It's not going to be as frequent. He's known to not keep himself in shape. Like he's
Yeah.
known to come into camp overweight. He's known to eat his eating habits and like this is all a lot of this stuff is preventable
I'm not
just by eating right
denying. I'm
and
not
and keeping in
denying
shape.
those. I'm not denying those aspects of it. But we also have to look at the past history of big men with lower
Well,
body
yeah, that is
injuries.
true. Mhm.
And I understand it's a new day and age. We got more technology, this, that, and the third. And it also comes down to a sense of discipline, which we're talking about with him. Like, you know what I mean? He comes out of shape because it's like he goes ahead and he sits there like, well, I'm injured, so I could just relax. Instead of being like, yo, I'm injured, I could still work on something.
Yeah,
So it's like it becomes that part of it too, because we got the whole situation with Zion and things like that. Yo, these guys need to understand, yo, you can't work on one thing, but you can work on another, and you have to have the mentality to do that and to be ready for that as a professional.
yeah,
And I think at Bede's case, yeah, he mentally it's like, all right, he's one of the best players. So it's like, yo, as long as I get out there, I can work myself into shape because I'm one of the best players regardless. But it's just like if you would
damn,
have worked at it,
yeah,
you could have really been one of the best players for real because you could have kept your body up right. Where it's just like some of these injuries that happen, you could recover from better. But since
yeah,
you,
faster too at that.
yeah, but since you just doing laxical, daisical things, this is the consequences of what you're dealing with. And on the sense of what you were saying, this is what the front office, they're closer to this person than we are.
Yeah,
So they know, they understand this. So it's like, is it on the player or the coaching staff? Well, sometimes it's on both of them. Sometimes it's on either one. Because sometimes we seen that Scottie Pippen stuff. He
yeah,
decided to get his surgery at a certain time. You know what I mean? So it's on certain people. But it's just like I think this one was more Embiid trying to be out there and play because he just won Team USA. He got an MVP and he wanted to show who he was and he could still come back. And then also, I think it was on the part of the front office as well because it's like they already put their eggs in this basket as far as getting Paul George,
yeah,
already paying Maxi, and then you got Embiid who's getting money. Like we want y'all out there,
yeah,
and it's like yo, we already put this into it. Yo, can you get out there? You sure you could get out there? All right, cool. You know what I mean? It's not like one of those situations where you like, yo, I don't want you to be out there. The front office said, I don't want you to be out there. They
yeah,
was probably saying that, but on the other end, when MB was like, "Nah, I want to be out there," they was like, "Yeah, I go." They object to it. It's like, "All right, if you really want to," you know what I mean? They was like, "You sure?" One of those, "You sure?" Like where it's just like they want you to go out there. They were just saying, "You sure?" Just as a commonality, just like some people
yeah,
saying, "How you doing?" They don't really care how you doing. It's just what you say.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I power to Embiid, man. I hope he recovers and has a speedy recovery. But at the end of the day, man, Philly, Embiid is not the number one option no more, and he could have been.
Mhm.
And you look at somebody like LeBron, who's taking care of his body, and yeah, later in his career, injuries are kind of piling up. But I mean, he's older. He's he's hitting 40. If no, he is 40, and I mean, come on, man. I mean, you can't expect him to play 82 games at 40
Nope.
years old. Um, it's just Embiid just hit 30. he,
Mhm.
he got a little bit more life in him, basketball life. Yeah, man. You just got if he would have taken care of his body a lot sooner in his
Mhm.
career, I think he'd have been all right. Speaking of the Lakers and Bronny, Luke
Bronny.
returned to Dallas last
Oh,
night.
Bron. Yeah.
Dropped
Mhm.
like what? He dropped like 40 or something like that, right?
Yeah, he had 40.
Yeah, bro. They was just feeding Luca. Luca was doing
Bro, because
whatever
the
he
first
wanted.
half he had like 30. I swear, he came in
Yeah.
on a mission. He was a little emotional. You know how it is when they get a little emotional.
I
Uh
mean, I like it though. I like it.
yeah, but we see how it is when Luca plays with fire.
Yeah.
Now he's coming back into his building and he didn't want to leave. We seen the tears. It wasn't rolling down his eyes, but you know how it is
Yeah.
when you not fair skinned, we could see the red easier.
Yeah.
Um, and it's just like you seen the emotion, so you know what Luca looks like when he plays with emotion. That
Yeah.
man, they would just give him, do what you do. And it felt like every shot he put up was dropping. He had like 30 points in the first half, and it was just like, oh man, is it gonna be one of those 80-point nights? Is he gonna go crazy for one of those? But inevitably he did not slow down. But
Yeah, it slowed down. It was funny because there was mad clips up of Braun and AD, and they
mm,
kept saying like AD didn't want to know parts of anything Braun had going on. Like he didn't want to go block his shot. He didn't want to defend
no,
him. They're like, oh, he misses his best friend.
uh,
Yeah, that's bad funny. But nah, man. Yeah, yeah, man. That's still a tough situation, especially as a player who is one of the best in the NBA, top 5 at his
mm,
position, and he didn't want to go anywhere. He goes back. That's tough, man. That's like your parents don't want you, but you got to come back for your little brother's birthday party or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a little emotional being back
mhm.
in the home that sent you away, you know? But
Yeah.
yeah, man, they should have Luca should have dropped like 80. I would have, because if that was Kobe dropping like 100. He gonna make you feel it.
No, I'm
I'm gonna
telling
make you
you.
feel every bit of why you shouldn't
I'm
have traded
telling
me,
you.
man. But yeah, man, shout out to them, man. And the Lakers, I think they third now in the West. Uh, yeah, Ja, man. Ja need to I need to put down the guns, man. Now he doing the grenade thing. That's actually funny.
Bro.
That's comedy.
I ain't gonna lie.
That's
Hilarious.
comedy, bro.
Hilarious.
It's low key genius, bro. Oh, I can't do the guns no more. I'm gonna make it worse. Like
Uh-huh.
that's low key comedy, man. But yeah, so Ja, for those that don't know, he was he was fined. No, he was warned not to do the pointing the guns at people, the fingers and everything. And then I think he did it again like the day after he was warned, and then he
Bro.
got fined, and now he's doing he's throwing grenades,
No,
pulling the
that's
pen out and throwing grenades after shots. So
my boy got heavy artillery, bro.
yo, bro, next thing he gonna hit a game winner and just take out a bazooka, just hit a game winner,
Yeah,
just
he did the bazooka.
he did.
Yeah.
Oh nah, bro, nah,
Bro, this man
John's
got
wild.
heavy artillery. He got the
Ja
GTA
is
package.
funny, bro.
He I don't know. That kid's
He's
just a
funny, man.
knucklehead, bro. Like, I'm gonna
Yo,
keep it
he
a
got to
stack
pull up
with you.
the next Halloween game they have. He got to pull up like Rambo, the whole gear.
That would be hilarious. That would be funny. But yeah,
Hilarious, bro. Oh my gosh, man. Yo, Ja, you gotta chill, bro.
gotta
You gotta
chill.
chill.
Cause,
You gotta
cause go ahead.
chill,
Yeah.
man. You got endorsements. Bro. You gotta chill,
Mhm.
bro. You losing money, man.
Yeah. And I think this is the perfect time for us to honestly talk about it. I know we missed it already last week, but this is the perfect time because when I look at Ja Moran, I see the little knuckleheaded kid he is.
Mhm.
Like Clarence, you grew up with two parents. You know what I mean? You had a nice home type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Um, and it's just like we see the knucklehead that you are, but we just watched the game last night versus Minnesota versus the Grizzlies.
Mhm.
And you know who I think is a knucklehead as well?
And
Anthony Edwards. But do we look at him the same way that we look at Ja?
Nah,
Why?
we don't.
Because there's different levels of knucklehead.
Nah, there is.
Ja Anthony Edwards is the basketball knucklehead, where he sits there and say stuff and he does stuff where you just like, wow, this kid, like, he just annoying, but he's good. I like him. I can root for him.
Yeah,
Ja Morant is doing the knuckleheaded stuff that, as a person who's been in the streets, who's dealt with stuff in the streets and things like that, you look at those kids and you be like, yo, this ain't you. Just go ahead and play basketball.
yeah.
Leave it alone. I don't want this life for you.
I don't want this life for
And
myself.
exactly. So
You
it's
know what I'm
like when you
saying?
look at somebody like that, you be like, yo, you made it out.
Yeah,
You're where a lot of people would love to be. We look at you like, yo, you're a knucklehead, you're a fool. And just understanding this life, it's still funny. Well, I'm still gonna laugh like, yo, this kid is crazy. Like, because I know some people who would do stuff like that personally.
yeah. Facts.
And it's just like, yo, but
We
you
thinking about
made
the
it
same
to
person.
we made it, yeah, you made it to a certain level of life where you're just like, yo, cut it out, bro.
Yeah,
We want you to you we want you to keep this life of you created a wealth that, family generational wealth type of thing. We want you to keep that up
yeah,
and just move properly. But yeah, we seen the two knuckleheads. These are my two knuckleheads. And Anthony Edwards, I root for him. Ja Morant, the only time you root for him is if you Memphis a Memphis Grizzly fan. I like Ja's game, but I'm rooting for him. I ain't really sitting here like, Ja, yeah, I want to see when they go against Minnesota and this is a playing game thing. Who you think I'm rooting for?
oh, you know who you room for.
Anthony Edwards. And we seen the game last night. What it done? Anthony, put it up. Come on, you got to. If you're gonna act like that, you got to put up the numbers and play like that.
You gotta be better. And then on top of that, I think a lot of this also stems from him feeling slighted. You
Yeah.
know, from being the face of the league to now kind of being on the
Mhm.
outside of that. You know, and a lot of that is his own making. if
Mhm.
if he didn't, do the Instagram thing with the gun or the strip club thing with the gun, and you've kind of created this whole narrative. You've done this to yourself, and now that you're in this position, in order to get out of it, you have to do the right thing. And
Mhm.
it's like you're compounding on why we're not making you the face of the league, why
Yep.
we don't consider you one of the 10 or so young guys that we're going to plaster everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Edwards is marketable because a lot of the stuff that he has outside or off the court are not deemed, you know, aggressive, or that you don't want. What he got going on has nothing to do with how kids are going to view him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like kids are going to look more, well, it's going to look more negatively for parents to want their kids to wear your jersey when you're out here
Yeah.
hanging with, ruffians and
Mhm.
scallions and
Like,
guns and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, not to interrupt, but I'm going to interrupt. When we talk about the faces of the league, let's talk about Jordan, for instance. He's a perfect
oh,
example.
oh, Mike.
Michael Jordan,
Mm,
the face of the league, Michael Jordan,
mm,
he was dealing with a bunch of gambling nonsense behind the
mhm.
scenes. But
Yep.
growing up as a kid, I understand now we have more access to, social media and things getting in our face. But we never really heard that as a kid watching this guy play. We just seen him playing,
Yeah.
and that was really it.
Yeah.
Well, he got on the court, it was basketball. He might have been violent, like as far as like, you know what I mean. You see how ferocious he was on the court, and you see his demeanor, and you just like, damn,
Yeah.
he ain't nobody to mess with.
Yeah.
But he didn't bring that onto the court where you're just sitting here like, damn, I don't really, you know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 It
Like
was
all that
nothing.
extra, yeah. None of
Yeah.
that close to the court.
When you look at it from that aspect, I mean, it's like, it's I can't make you face of the league. I can't make you one of the top guys. I can't be the one to put you on pictures outside of arenas and this, that, and the third outside of your city because of the fact that you got all of this going on. You know, Anthony Edwards, he may have his stuff outside. You know what I'm saying? He got the baby mama issues and stuff, but they're not talking about that stuff on Sports Center. They're not talking about that on the talk shows and the media and everything. That's going on Twitter. That's going on like the podcasts and stuff like that. That don't get talked about in the front of the media. What gets talked about in the front of the media is you doing air guns in the stadium. You having lives with the gun. You having to be suspended and have to take courses just to get reinstated so you could come back and play basketball. That gets talked about. There's plenty of guys in the league that has a whole bunch of off-court drama, but when it comes to on-court, you don't hear none of it. Everything is about basketball, and that's what it should be. I can't make you the face of the league with that. Anthony Edwards, yeah, he got a lot of off-court stuff, but the reason why people are looking at him like the face of the league is because he puts up the numbers, he does great on the court, and two, all that off-court stuff does not trickle to on-court stuff. You know, so it's tough, but I understand his position in it and him feeling slighted. But if you feel slighted and you feel you feel like you're being passed by, you have the power to change that. You literally have the power to change that. He's just not doing it.
Nope. This time just gonna pass him by.
He's just gonna be one of those guys that's gonna be like, nah, he's a really good basketball player, but yeah. You know what I'm saying? All right, before we get out of here, we're gonna give you our quick power rankings that we literally haven't done all season long. We usually do it like every month, but we haven't. But yeah, we're gonna give you our power rankings, end of the season power rankings.
Are we just gonna do like a playoff one where it's just like
yeah. We do like, top 5 from each conference. We'll just do top 5. Our top 5 in each conference. Not going off a record, our personal top 5 from each conference. I'll go first though. Let you gather your stuff up. In the East, I got Cavs, Celtics, Knicks. Those are the top 3. After that, I got Pistons at 4. And I got tough. I'll go Pacers at 5. I'll go Pacers at 5. In the West, I got.
Oh, did I want to do my East?
Oh yeah, go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, so you can still talk about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, because you know it's the East, bro. We know who number 1 and 2 is. Cavs and Celtics. No matter how you spin it, no matter if I
feel like we know who the top 3 are. I feel like the Knicks is still 3. Yeah,
the Knicks is number 6.
Yeah, lying.
I just joking.
Yeah, lying.
Even though I don't feel like they're doing it, we just talking about the East, so they're definitely 3.
Well, Brunson just came back. Just in time for the playoffs, and
I give them 3 definitely. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm even though they had a dysfunctional season, it's that the third. I'm still gonna go with the Bucks in the top 5 because we're not talking about how Giannis is having a fantastic.
Giannis is having a fantastic season,
bro.
Under the radar. That's not even being talked about.
Under the radar, we can't talk about it because you know they got Jokic and SGA going crazy. Yep. So it's just like you're having a fantastic season, but it's just like when we talk about the whole league, we like, yo, we got 1, 2, and 3 as the best teams in the league. We talk about Thunders, the Cavs, and the Boston, and then the rest of them. Yeah, that's just what happened with the MVP race. You got Jokic, SGA, and then the rest of them. Yeah, so facts. It just he happened to be there.
And it's crazy because I was like debating between Pacers and Bucks, but I think I put the Pacers there because they are having the better season. Yeah. But yeah, Giannis has been fantastic.
And yeah, that's the next 2 was either between obviously the Pacers and Pistons, but I like the Pistons.
I
Cade
do too.
Cunningham is just having a fantastic
He
season. He's
is.
showing that progression of being the man that you drafted him to be.
Yep.
And the Pacers are just a better cohesive team because how they're run and how they already formed together from last
From
season
last
and
season.
what we've seen, what's going on, pushing forward. But
And they're
I
being
just feel,
coached so good right now. They're like, in my
yeah. So
opinion,
it's
they're like
like,
the baby Heat. You know what I'm saying? As far as the mentality.
no, I know what you mean. Yeah, exactly. So it's just like it's tough to have them out of it because it's just like it's a 5A, 5B type thing.
Yeah. I
But
agree.
it's just like I'm just feeling the way that the Pistons is really moving and how they could really come down at the end of the game when the game gets tight. You have a star who can get his own shot and things like that in the playoff settings.
Look, they just beat the Knicks, and it looks like they'll be playing the Knicks in the playoffs. So they literally just beat the Knicks the other night, and it really came down to that fourth quarter. So
Mm-hmm. All right, so I guess it's
I
back your
agree.
turn. We're here on the West.
It's Thunder. Thunder's number one.
No,
Like
number
that's
one.
that's
Number one.
that's
We love it.
undisputable.
Go to number two.
That's undisputable. Number two, I got surprisingly I got the Lakers at number two.
Hmm.
Got the Lakers at number two. I got the Nuggets at number three. I got the Clippers at four and the Warriors at five. The Rockets are just shy outside of my top five, only because I think that they just had in my opinion, they had a very favorable schedule. And if you look at the past month and a half, it's been very up and down with a more difficult schedule going into the second half of the season. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going. I they probably would have been in my top five. Other than that, and their record reflects that they should be in the top five. But this is a power rankings, and we don't go off of records. We go off of the eye test and what we see, and they're just outside my top five.
Yeah.
But you know me, I love the Rockets. They're a very young team. We
Mm.
keep saying it. Give them another 2 years. This is the first year. Give them next year. Yeah, watch out. That's my top
Yeah.
five.
Obviously number one. We could skip that
Yeah,
one.
it's undisputable. Undisputable.
Yeah.
It's
It's
undisputable.
undisputable. It's the Warriors.
You're lying. Get out of here. Get out of here.
No. We got Thunder number one.
Mhm.
Number two, I gotta go with the Nuggets, man. I understand what people saying in the Lakers. You know, they being coached well.
I
You
feel like there's
you
two bridge. Yeah.
acquired one of the best young players in the league, and y'all been playing fantastic together and showing what a team is. But I think just that floor with that big man spot, and I understand. But the Nuggets, obviously, they got floors too. But I just feel like with Nikola Jokic out there playing
I'm not mad at that.
fantastic. The rest of the
I'm not mad at
team
that.
playing,
Yeah.
pulling their slack when they have to. I got the Nuggets number two. Then I refuse to put the Lakers number two. Lakers number three. Um,
But that's why
just
Lakers and Nuggets are like interchangeable at 2 and 3 for me. For me.
yeah, I think just the coaching itself in a way that these guys have formed and bond and understood like without AD there, they really have to move and rotate better as a team because you don't have anybody to clean up those messes in
Yeah.
the back, and then their offense together with Luca out there being like if you just when he's just out there alone, he's like plus 15
Yeah.
compared to even with LeBron just out there alone. LeBron's like a plus two, and it's
Yep.
just like it just shows what Luca brings to the team offensive
And
wise, and it's
and I
just
think JJ Redick is getting the most out of
getting the
JJ
most
Redick is
out of
doing
it.
more with Luca than I feel like Jason Kidd got out of Luca.
Yeah,
If that makes sense.
yeah, definitely, hell yeah. And number four, I will go with my boys in the Bay, the Warriors. Steph Curry is playing rejuvenated. What
Yep.
happens when you get a guy like Jimmy Butler with you, who really gives your team more hope because it's just like he brings you up, brings your
Yep.
ceiling higher.
Mhm.
And the boys just been playing together and give a different dynamic to the team. And it's like it was a tough loss last night against the Spurs, but hey, it is what it is. Harrison Barnes had to get his his get back after all these years. But I think the Warriors is fantastic. They still got some stuff to clean up, and hopefully they get it together with Kuminga and everybody. And my number 5 spot. Oh, number 5. It's either the Clippers or the Rockets. And the Clippers have been playing fantastic.
They've been playing better.
Yeah, as of late with Kawhi back and Harden has been. I don't care how much of a Harden hater you are. Harden has held it down this season. Zubac has been playing fantastic. Zubac's been playing absolutely fantastic.
And the young guys are balling too. The young guys are balling. It feels like when they lose because of themselves. They're not losing because of the other team. They're losing because of self-inflicted injury. Self-inflicted.
Oh, self-inflicted injury. Yeah, that too.
Yeah, but I feel like when they lose, they're losing because of themselves. They're not losing because of the other team.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
This one was close as well because I love the Rockets.
I do too. Yeah, we both do. We've been high on the Rockets since last season, and we kept saying, give the Rockets time, man. We said it with the Thunder 4 years ago. We're saying it now with the Rockets, and I truly feel like this is not their year. This is not the year for them. Continue to learn, continue to get better. I feel like next year they're going to be a force to reckon with. This year they gotta lose. They gotta lose to understand how to win.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's not why I left them off my top 5. I just feel like
I just feel like the other teams.
Yeah, the other teams are
what they can do for these playoffs run is a power ranking at the end of the year before going into this. It is what it is. Like them boys, those are my boys still. No hate, no shade to them.
Nah, no shade. No shade at all. No shade at all, man.
But we about to close the shades on this episode. So y'all already know the vibes, man. Like, share, sub, and all the above. Your boys is signing out. Let everybody know we gonna be back, bro. It's no more sleeping on the job. I'm here. All right, I can't promise that. But tell them to call me. All right.
Straight facts. In my bag, straight facts. Came to bring the hits, nigga.